in my opinion, does this better than anybody on the planet, right? For you, not being an academic where your participant is society at large, for you being an academic where your participant is one individual person, you want to make sure that your actions with this participant is coordinated. That you sync with the participant. So I gave you the general feel. You have sort of a ghetto philosophy idea of what I'm saying. Now let's put some heavy theory on it. Okay, so as we elaborate in the latter section, this is coming from again the article out of Psychological Inquiry. Quote: as we elaborated in a later section, the feeling of mutual interest and focus during interaction is related to mutual attention behavior. Mutual attention behavior, right? So we're going to look at, one, the idea of it's very important. So it's related to mutual attention behavior. The feeling of friendliness and warmth is related to positive behavior, and the feeling of balance and harmony is related to coordinated interaction. I thought this was the one where they said it might be later on. Okay, this idea of mutual attention behavior, and I'm going to build on this in a second. I should probably section this off. The idea of mutual attention behavior, as we said, with respect to mutual attentiveness, is not so much the verbal, because we were talking about nonverbal cues, but the way in which I transmit information to my participant that my participant might be able to sync with. What in the world does that mean? I'm going to jump ahead. Where is it when I talk about the hold on a second. It's later. Yeah, it's not till later. I want to talk about it now. It's called postural mirroring is where I'm going to go with this, but it's too much to jump right there, to jump ahead so quickly. All right, so before we get there, the idea is I want to sync with my participant. Now you might be thinking to yourself, "Oh, Jason, Dr. Campbell just had a slip." He goes, I want to sync with my. And some of you at home might have said participant. We just synced. If you just said participant to the computer or in your mind, I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job. Because I have to admit I was being a bit deceptive. I knew what the word was, but I want to demonstrate the point, right? The idea of syncing is that you see where, like I said, this is not something you can teach. This is something you have to perform. You see where I'm struggling for something, right? You literally see it. I'm talking to you like this. This is so diabolically evil. But anyway, I'm talking to you like this. You believe, you're like, yeah, Dr. Campbell's being genuine, right? Which I'm not. Yeah, you as a researcher, what you want to do in talking about syncing is you want to sync with the you're thinking to yourself, is he trying to say participant? You want to sync with the did he forget that the word is participant? You want to sync with the and then you say participant. We just synced. Because there is a sense in which you completed the thought that I initially had. Now, I'm very good at what I do. So what I did was I gave you a tether, if you will. I gave you the opportunity to bind with my thought by creating a condition in which you, having been habituated by what I've said before, could finish my sentence for me. Right? I'm not going to get any deeper than that because you don't get proprietary information, damn it. But the idea is we just synced. I know we just synced. This is ridiculous, right? I'm doing this on a freaking global, non-personal level. So if I can do it at this level, and I just got you to sync by saying, participant, and rewind the video and go to that section, and you'll sort of watch me in more detail, just to pick up what I just did. Because hopefully you got what I just did. the participant says, oh, sync. You say, just sync. You're in this experience with me. We're going back and forth with this. We're volleying back and forth with this. You and I we've synced. If we've synced, there is a more authentic relationship, because you see that this is not in a game in a trivial sense, but this is a game in which I'm going to try and see where Dr. Campbell's going to take me. And I'm playing the other version of the game. I want to see how deep they really want to go with this game. How far do you really want to go? How much access to knowledge do you really want to get? Now, granted, on YouTube, I'm not going to take you guys past just a little bit beneath the surface. I make one exception with my Nietzsche lecture series. I'm going to take Nietzsche to the abyss, all right? But everything else, surface, right? I can't get too deep because, you know, I don't know. I don't know. The truth is, you know, well, anyway, that's a side note, right? You just feel like, I worked really hard to get here. It doesn't seem fair to just put it all out there. Despite the fact that I am putting it all out there, there's so much more that I'm sort of keeping quietly to myself, as evidenced by my gameplay when I was trying to think of who I was trying to sync with. The participant. Okay, so we get the idea of syncing, right? Mutually attentive behavior. Hard to explain. I just demonstrated it. You were attentive to the fact that I was lost, which I wasn't. But you're attentive to the fact that I was lost, and you try to help me out because you're good-natured, and tell me what it was that I forgot, the word participant. Insofar as you played along, if you didn't, then you didn't play along, but if you did play along, and there's enough of you that probably watched this video where most of you probably did play along, then we are mutually attentive to each other. You're helping me out, and now I'm going to help you out by giving you more information for free. Alright, so I mean, you do 10 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 50 hours of lecture, you know, 100 hours of lecture. You got to enjoy this crap, or else you just get burnt out. So, identifying nonverbal indicators during the interview, right? So, identification. I'm going to return to this. Identification. Participants would have a keen awareness of the evaluative climate surrounding the interaction. Right? So they're gonna have a keen understanding that they're being evaluated. Right? Participants would have a keen awareness of the evaluative climate surrounding the interaction. I recognize that I'm in my office at home filming hours of video to upload to the internet. I don't recognize that until I recognize it. For a second there, even when I was talking about mutual attentiveness and I was playing the role, I still was completely unaware of the fact that I'm in the office. I get so immersed in this that it's like, yeah, that I'm immersed. I'm here with you. It's not until I try to make a description that I recognize, no, here I am in the office still, you know. But I enjoy being here. Okay, so the participant would have a keen awareness of the evaluative climate surrounding the interaction. First bullet point. Middle of page, lower half of page 13. Researcher must recognize, this is me now, researcher must recognize that the participant is aware of the process of evaluation. This awareness can detract from the goals of the research. So the example is Jersey Shore. It's my one indulgence, right? I'm not a big TV watcher. I will spend, you know, 12 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours consecutive on the internet. But I do make a stop for Jersey Shore. They need to run that until those people get old and gray. That is the most entertaining show on television. I just love human debasement as entertainment. It's just great. So there's a sense in which you go to Jersey Shore, or if you're old like me and you were able to watch live the initial series, episode 1, series 1 of The Real World, you're just like, oh my goodness, these guys just invented a new genre of television. MTV created reality TV, right? They are the inventors of reality TV. That's a huge, huge, monolithic accomplishment, right? It's a huge accomplishment. There is a sense in which when, even more than Jersey Shore, like the first episode, season 1, episode 1 of Real World, that, you know, there are cameras all around me. There's light, there's light, there's light, there's light, there's light, there's light. And maybe one of these days I'll show you but I have umbrella lamps, like professional grade umbrella lamps, which, despite the fact that they're professional grade umbrella lamp, I still want better lighting. Anyway, it has nothing to do with anything. I'm aware of the fact that I'm in a room with freaking umbrellas, and lights, and what the hell am I doing here? This is ridiculous. This is, I mean, I need to be like a normal person.